Hi guys, good evening. I'll be showing you a very simple strategy for a 60-second binary option. All you have to do is just download the indicators and the MetaTrader which I've mentioned on binaryoptionsedge.com in my post. Okay, once you have downloaded the MetaTrader, we'll just open it and I'll show you how to load the template. Say like we go to a new chart of Australian dollar. Okay, and after installing all the indicators and templates, all you have to do is just go to the templates and apply God to template and switch to a 1 minute time frame. After switching to 1 minute time frame, this is how your chart should look like. Let's go back to the Asian session for the day and see what were the possible entries. Like we'll just see what trades had come on the 17th of October on the Australian dollar in the early Asian session. And I'll show you which trades you should take and which trades you should not. Trust me, this is the most simple and effective system I've ever come across. There are only two things which you should note on a chart. One is this red dot and one is this red arrow. Basically, this red dot comes and the next candle will have an arrow. That's where you should enter your trade. All we try to do is when we trade, we try to avoid the at least first 2 hours when the market opens and the last 2 hours, because that's the time when market is opening and closing, so it may or may not give good trades. We directly come near at about 2 o'clock where we start trading, when market starts to gain a little bit liquidity. So as we move on over here, this particular thing we note over here that it has a dot and this has an arrow, but the only thing this has is it has a very long wick, because of which we will not enter into this setup. We are basically looking for setups which have a full candle closure. So let's move on to next possible entry. Even this is not a possible entry because the previous candle is green and we do not take sell trades when the candle is green on the previous candle. Let's move on further and come over here. If you see, there's a very nice trade setting up over here. It is a very small candle, it is a very small wick, and it has a dot followed by the green arrow. So probably we would enter somewhere around over here. Till the time the candle is over here, we might have got a dot. So approximately over here, we'll enter for 60 seconds, and as you see, the candle has closed above, giving us a good profit. And then we move on. If you see over here, there's a big gap down, so we do not take trades at a gap down, because this dot has only come because the candle has gapped down and not because of the price action. So we avoid any trades which has such a big gap down. Moving on next, see, even this is a gap up, so we avoid this. We have a very nice trade setup over here. This is dot and followed by the arrow. It must have come over here around, so we entered, and if you see, the candle has just shot down, giving us a good profit again. This setup it's not valid because there is a dot, but the previous candle is green and we have to sell, so we will not enter into any sell trades when the candle on the previous candle is green. So we have to avoid such trades. Also, we will avoid any trades which has the dot and the arrow on the same candle, because the arrow is supposed to be on the next candle and not on the same candle. This is again invalid setup where the sell trade has come but the previous candle is green, so we'll not enter into this trade. So let's go back and see till now how many trades we could have entered. This is one trade we could have entered. This is the second setup which we could have entered. These two are like particularly very good setups. Okay, moving on for the day. We could have entered this setup, but this I think has ended in a loss because the next candle had opened down and gone down. This is a loss for the day. This again is a very good setup where the candle has closed completely full. There's a dot and there's the arrow at the open of the candle. So this is again a very valid entry. Moving on. This again is not a good setup because there's a dot and the arrow, but the candle has gapped down quite a bit. So we'll not enter this trade. If you look at this setup, this is also a very good setup. It is a dot and the arrow and the candle has gone down. This trade would have gotten profit because the next candle gapped down and it shot down till over here where our trade would have got expired. So it ended in a profit as well. Over here again we have a good setup where there's a dot and arrow, and even this has ended in profit as well. The only one thing you'll notice, we'll not enter into any trade which has come after 20 seconds. If you see the dot and the arrow after 20 seconds, we will not enter those trades because we do not want the trade to move on to the next candle. Because sometimes what happens is when the trade comes after say 30-40 seconds and the next candle opens and short downs, and then we get a loss because of that. So we'll not enter into any trades which has come after basically 20 to 25 seconds of the candle. This is again a very good setup where the wick is very small, giving us a good profit again. Over here we another have a good trade which ends in profit. This one is also good, but it's not according to our rules. Whenever it gaps up, we do not enter. Again, we have a good setup over here. You can see there's a small candle. The wick is very small, so it's a good entry. We have a good entry over here as well. There's a small wick, and the candle shoots down in profit. We have another entry over here, which I believe it would have ended in loss because the next candle opened and shot down. This is an amazing entry over here. When the candle, like say, ends up like a doji, and there's a dot on the arrow. It's a very nice trade. A good profit again. It's very difficult to find trades when the market goes in one direction because the frequency of trades reduce when the market moves in one direction. This is again an invalid trade setup where the dot has come and the candle is red So we do not enter any call trades when the candle is red. This is again a very good setup. This was generally at the high of the Bollinger, where we've got a dot and the arrow and the small wick and then just shot down in profit. So as we see till now, we have got so many profits and there have been only 2 losses in the day. The strategy, that is why it's very effective and it's very easy to follow, and you can get a lot of trades in the entire day. Now if you see this particular trade, it has a dot, it has an arrow, but if it opens and shoots up first, we do not enter, because then it kind of tends to fail, because when it opens it shoots up, it stays there for around 20-25 seconds until the time it comes down, the candle is almost ending. So we do not enter into any trades which come after 20 to 25 seconds. We have one more good setup over here. It goes in profit. This yet again is another good profit over here. Over here the wick kindly looks very big, so we tend to leave those trades aside. We have another good entry over here. This is again a good entry over here. So if you see, we have a lot of good trades coming in the day, and if we filter the bad trades, it's very easy to hang on to profits. This is again a good trade over here. So that was about the Australian dollar. If you see, we have like got good trades all day. Like if you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we have about 19 trades coming in the entire day, out of which only 2 were in loss and rest every trade was in profit. So I want more and more people to follow this strategy. It is very simple to execute. It's very simple to understand. All you have to do is just follow the dot and the arrow. That's it. There is no experience required. Any person having even zero knowledge about the market can apply the strategy in binary options and become successful. It's very simple. If you guys have any questions, please do ask me. I'll be more than happy to answer all the questions. Thank you very much for watching.